So here's a bit of a quick update for you. This week it's Wednesday today. The weather hasn't been cooperating for us to fly the model again, but it's starting to improve, and hopefully by Friday we'll get to fly it. But in the meantime, Jeff's been putting in the telemetry for it and getting it all working, and it displays on the display of the control here, but also can be downloaded to a laptop, and so we can look at it after the fact. And so the sort of things that is recording here is the motor current, RPM, GPS, positioning, airspeed, altitude, battery temperature, vario showing the altitude increase or decrease, pitot tube that we have in here now. So it looks like that. Still got to get that working correctly, but the GPS airspeed is working correctly. And then a couple other things in there, altitude and the signal strength on the battery, and also on the actual RC system. So that's that, and we actually have the new wheels, which the ones we had before weren't quite the right diameter. These ones are more to scale, so they're 4.5 inches, and so they look a little beefier with a kind of nice little rims on there. So we've got that on, and we have the correct scale prop on here now, so this 19-inch, which equates to 76 inches on the full scale one. So we'll have the wings and everything back on here, and hopefully we'll be flying it again on Friday. So this is that first plug now that's actually been sanded here. You can see just quickly ran over with a sanding block here just to take the ridges off here, and this is ready to have glass put on it now. And then we're waiting on the spray rig to arrive so we can spray the putty on it, and then we'll be able to give it the final milling on there. And tomorrow I'll be setting up for making the platform for the lower side of the fuselage, which is actually 15 feet long, and it's going to be made out of this 2x4 steel here, which is this guy. So we've got a bunch of those. So it's going to be 15 feet long, and I believe it's about 6 feet wide, and those will be standing on their ends, and then of course plywood on the top of that, and then several pieces of foam all joined together. So that's, and I'm actually just working on the toolpaths for that now. We have the proper software for running the toolpaths now. We were on a trial version before of a different one that I didn't really like, so the one I have now seems to be working better. I also spent time on the early part of the week and on the weekend, got the table all bolted onto the floor here and leveled correctly. And we'll be using a steel square tube over there, I believe, as a straight edge, and we'll be sliding the full scale fuselage lower platform back and forth. So it'll be in two positions because our mill can only mill about 10 feet long, actually about 12 feet long, but this particular plug is about 15 feet long altogether, so we need to mill half of it and then slide it forward and mill the other half. Okay, again, this is a crude way of showing this, but it's better than trying to capture it while it's running because it would be really jumpy. This is doing a simulation here of milling the rear end, or the aft side of the lower half of the fuselage plug. So it's just doing it in pieces. The rough cut's been done, and some of the other finish on the very end part and the side little flanges have been done, and now it's just doing this main face here, so you can see kind of what it's doing. And this is a great way for us to just make sure that we're not going to mess up before we actually start cutting foam, because it's expensive, and if you make a mistake you have to fix it. So anyway, let's kind of see what's going on there, and this is just about finished. And then I can start the other side. So that's the update for this day, 28th October. Thanks.